Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa namine, Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prastayate. Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa namine, Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prastayate. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nayanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nayanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nayanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nayanya. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, 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 Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga, 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 Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Srila Ora Karuna Swarupaya Pada Krsna Prestayate Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Namite Ora Karuna Swarupaya Pada Krsna Prestayate.
Very good. Okay, so this morning we will be talking about freedom. So, ang topic natin is about freedom. So, a lot of people have this idea, wrong idea about freedom. They are thinking na if I can do things without constraint, magawa ko lahat ng gusto ko, walang pumipigil sa akin. If I can do things without constraint, without someone telling me what to do, then maybe that's freedom. They're thinking like that. That is their conception of freedom. Pag ginawa ko yung mga bagay na gusto ko, na walang pumipigil sa akin, walang nagbibigta sa akin kung ano dapat gawin, yun yung kalayaan. That's their concept of freedom. But such concept is just an illusion. It's not real. Hindi siya totoo. Why did I say na hindi siya totoo? One is because if we recall the science of identity, that we are dominated by so many things. We are dominated by time. We are dominated by nature. There are things that we are not in control. And there is also the modes of material nature. It dominates the living entity. Their idea of freedom actually is about following the mind. They're thinking that if no one is telling them what to do, they can just do whatever they want, then they're free. But actually, they're just following the dictates of the mind. Kung ano yung sinabi ng mind, yun ang sinusunod nila. But that's not real freedom. Why? Because you're still following something. You're following the dictates of the mind. And the mind is covered by the modes of material nature. It's covered by the mode of goodness, the mode of passion, and the mode of ignorance. So you'll see people who are covered in the mode of goodness, they want to be in a situation that everything is peaceful. Tahimik, walang gulo, walang hassle. No. You have the pacifists, they don't want to fight. They just stay in one place and just do maybe yoga, meditation, and exercises. There are situations na parents want their children to move away in a moment because I want to do my yoga exercise. Don't disturb me. I want to have peace. So they're thinking this is freedom when I am at peace. And there are also people who are covered in the mode of passion. They'll do whatever they like. I want to eat this. I want to do that. They're passionate about everything that they want to do. Thinking that it is them. The desire is just something that we see in our mind. That's not us. Desire is not us. Ako to eh. No? We encounter people na I've been experiencing this desire since birth. So they are concluding that this is me. This is who I am. We have people who are in the body of male and they are thinking that they want to enjoy as a female, or people in the body of female and thinking that they want to enjoy as a male. Now they are all over the media telling people that since they were a child, they were feeling this way, so therefore they are that. No? They are gay. But these are just desires. And it's not really who we are. If that is their argument, then there are people who want to enjoy little children, we call them pedophiles, and they have this desire since they were, I don't know, since time immemorial. And are we going to accept these pedophiles because that's their desire? Are they really who they are, who they say they are? Okay, we accept them because they love to exploit children. That's what they want since they were young. No? So if we follow that argument, that people, these so-called gay people, they follow that, I'm not condemning the person, I'm condemning the acts. If we follow this such argument, then we can say that we should also let loose of these pedophiles. Actually, it's just the dictates of the mind. It does not really say that it's not really who we are. The desire that we encounter in the mind, it's there, and sometimes we encounter conflicting desires. You want something, and when you have it, you want something else, different, totally different from the previous one that you like. No? Desires are like that. Gusto ko to. Pag nakuha na natin, di ko pala gusto to. Ito pala yung gusto ko. No? And then, you'll make it as a quest, as your life's goal to get that thing. And when you get it, you realize you're not happy with it. And then you change again, you try to do something else. Baka ito na yun. No? So you're caught in this like a web you can't get away from. So the fly, when one of its parts touches the spider web, it cannot get away. And when he uses some parts of its body to get away, that part of the body will also get stuck until you're trapped there. When the spider arrives, then you're dinner for the spider. So desires are like that. It's situated in the mind, and it's not actual freedom. My brother, actually, I think it's my sister, she sent me this video about some teenager who was ranting on the internet about how they want to become free. She wants to become free because she cannot get out of the house, and whenever she wants to go partying with her friends, her parents won't allow her. Kumbaga sa strict ang parents niya. No? So she was ranting on the internet, saying that she is not free and she wants to be free. And her definition of freedom is she can go out and party, get drunk, make mistakes, maybe what's this? Do things that might hurt her. And in the end, she was talking about these things that will hurt her will teach her. No? So actually, she was saying that experience is a best teacher that you should have, and parents should allow students, I mean their children to experience everything, to learn. But actually, experience is the worst teacher. Siya yung worst teacher. Bakit worst teacher ang experience? Because through experience, you get to take your exam first. You take your exam, but you're not sure if you learn. Imagine in taking your exam and then it's like by taking your exam, you'll try to learn from that exam. If you don't learn, then you retake again until such time that you have learned your lesson. No? Isn't it the worst teacher that you'll ever have? No? Experience is like that. If you did not learn from your experience, the tendency is you'll do it again and again until you learn. We see people committing mistakes twice, thrice, a couple of times. Why are they doing that? Why is history repeating itself? Because we have not learned from experience. That's how bad experience as a teacher is. You experience things, you've not learned, then you do it again. You do it again and again. Oh, natuto ka na ba? Hindi pa. So gagawin ko pa rin ulit. You still get kicked in the face by Maya. Hindi ka pa rin natuto. Sipahin ka ulit ni Maya. So, what's the best teacher? The best teacher is someone who knows the reality of this world. Someone who knows the proper lesson and teaches that lesson. So, if you don't understand the lesson, then that's a different situation. But there are processes how we can understand. That's why we are at school. We go to school so that we can learn from our teachers. Because if experience is the best teacher, then we should have not established schools anymore. Wala na dapat mga engineers, doctors, teachers. Kasi there's experience. But people realize na that's not true. But they are trying to convince themselves na experience is the best teacher. Let's do this. Let's get party and get drunk. Maybe have some sex and rock and roll. So they go out and they get angry at their parents for not letting them go out. So let me go out, let me do things, maybe get pregnant in the process. Maybe I'll learn. If I don't, then I'll get pregnant again. I've seen people na meron siyang 7 anak yata, 7, 8, no, and lahat panganay. So, bakit? Why did that happen to her? Because she did not learn her lesson. No? She was thinking, I want to become free, I want to do these things. Nabuntis ng isa, nabuntis ng 2, hindi pa natuto, pangatlo, umabot ng 7. Still, she did not learn. That's how bad experience is as a teacher. So, freedom, there are also people who are in the mode of ignorance. These people, they will never learn. How come? Because they're just asleep. Nothing gets into them. They're always asleep. Their mind is floating somewhere else. They're the people in the mode of ignorance. So, when we say freedom, actual freedom is when we have control over our activities, over the dictates of the mind. When we can control our activities and the thoughts that we have. So, let me read this. Meron pala ako nakita dito. Somewhere here. Okay. So, one who can control his senses by practicing the regulated principles of freedom can obtain the complete mercy of the Lord and thus become free from all attachments and aversion. So when we follow a certain process, the process of sadhana bhakti, the process of bhakti yoga, it is the time when we experience actual freedom. Because during this practice, we get to control our activities. Our mind is subdued. So, nakakapili tayo kung ano yung dapat gawin. Because actually, ang freedom lang talaga natin is to choose whether to follow the will of God or to follow the dictates of the mind. The rest, it's just an illusion. No? That's the illusion of freedom. Na you're thinking you're free. So when you follow the dictates of the mind will just bring you everywhere na parang chubibo, paikot-ikot. You cannot get away from it. When you follow the will of God, it means you get away from that chubibo, that Ferris wheel. So that's the difference. But still, you are under somebody or someone. Because that is our nature. That is our natural position. We are dominated. We're always dominated. But we have to choose. Either we be dominated by God or we be dominated by material nature. When we are dominated by the material nature, we are still dominated by God indirectly because God owns everything. Even material nature is is owned by God. So we still follow God indirectly. Pero yun nga, kung saan-saan tayo makakarating. We will be following either through our experience or through mental concoction. We create our own idea of how we can achieve our goal. We create our own idea how we can experience happiness. We try to create our own world wherein it's not really happening what we want. We want to get things straight, but of course, it's not gonna happen. Malabong mangyari yun. Because we're just dominated. So, we can never be free. And you can notice this through personal experience when you don't want to follow the will of God. We have this personal experience that sometimes we are put in a situation that it's like we are being pulled into a situation na gawin natin, do things that we know, we might have heard about it or someone told us that if we do it, pwede tayong mapahamak. No? If we do things, it might hurt us or put us in a very precarious situation. But still, we are doing it. No? Parang alam na natin or narinig natin na makakasama sa atin yung isang bagay, pero nandun tayo sa kalagayan or situation na ginagawa pa rin natin. No? Why is it happening? Bakit nangyari sa atin yun? No? So, in the Gita, Arjuna asked this same question, similar question. What is it that impels us to do things? No. It's like forcing us to do things kahit na hindi natin gusto. Yeah? Yes. No. Krsna answered that it is lust. Soul. It is the enemy of the living entity. Lust is the enemy of the living entity. And because of this lust, it puts us in a very dangerous situation. But such things does not happen instantly. No? Parang, uy, okay na, ganun kayo. It's not automatic. No? There's certain situation that we are in and then biglang nababalutan na tayo ng lust. No? So, it starts with our senses. we contemplate with our senses. So let me read this one first. While contemplating the objects of the senses, a person develops attachment from them, and from such attachment, lust develops, and from lust, anger arises. So, lust starts with contemplating the objects of the senses. You see a beautiful lady or a macho man, no? So, uy, ang cute niya naman. I want to meet her. I want to meet him. No? So you start contemplating with that. No, it's the object of the senses, and then you get attached. You can't get your mind away from it. Simple things. Kahit na hindi yung opposite sex, no? Kahit simple things lang. May nakita kang, ano yun, pansit canton. Parang gusto kong kumain ng pansit canton, no? So, una, parang, it's just there in your mind, no? And then, the mind will suggest reasons for you to eat pansit canton. Ay, kain kang pansit canton doon, kay Wailami ang sudan. No? So, okay. Na-trap ka na ni Maya, no? Na-attach ka doon eh. So, you cannot get that away from your mind. And then, you do that. In the process, maybe you can eat or not, but in the process, you'll realize na, ay, hindi rin ako naging masaya. I'm not happy with what I got. No? So, you'll be frustrated with that. No? And then, anger. Usually, sa relationship, no, yung anger mas madaling makita, no. You think you'll be happy with this person, then you go with this person, no. Oh, best friends na tayo, or kung opposite sex, oh, let's be together eternally, no. Parang ano yan? I see these memes in the internet, no, about forever. So, ikaw na yung forever ko. Ano yan? So, mga ganyan, no? And, so, in the beginning, parang ang tamis-tamis. No? Wow, ang sweet. No? Lagi kayong magkasama, nilalanggam na kayo. Literal na nilalanggam kasi hindi kayo maalis sa isang lugar. And then, soon you realize na hindi naman ako masaya. No? But you don't know why. No? You're thinking, this person should make me happy, but I'm not happy anymore. So, you'll see faults now. You start to see faults. It's because of this, it's because of that. Kasi hindi pantay yung paa niya. No? O kaya, kasi mas mahaba, mas madulas pa yung buhok ko sa kanya or something like that. Mas matangos yung ilong ko sa kanya. No? You begin to see faults. No? So you get frustrated, and in then, you get angry at that person. I'm not happy with you. Bakit? No? Ikaw ang may kasalanan kung bakit miserable ang buhay ko. No? I'm thinking na magiging masaya ako sa'yo. It's like you tricked me. No? Hindi niya naman kasalanan yun eh. Hindi niya kasalanan kung ba't hindi ka masaya. It's your fault. No? Because you were looking for happiness in the wrong place. You want to have relationship, but you directed that relationship. Instead of directing that love to God, you directed that love to someone who is not God. Diba? So, since you are trapped in that relationship na ayaw mo rin masira yung image mo sa labas, maybe pag nagkaanak ako, ito na yung magpapasaya sa akin. So, you have your child now. So, thinking you'll be happy with the child. No? Sa umpisa, ang cute-cute mo. No? You see it as an object to enjoy. Tapos when it grows up, it becomes a monster. No. 1 minute, one instance, you want the child, that's your desire, and another instance, you hate the child. Sakit ka sa ulo. Sana hindi na lang kita pinanganak. No? Sana hindi ka na lang natuloy. No? Because you bring misery to my life. No? My God, I hate drugs. No? So, what's happening in this world? Ba't ganyan yung nangyari sa buhay ko? So, either you blame that person or you blame someone else. And ultimately, you blame God. Why am I in this situation? So, we do decide to do things when it goes south. Pag medyo alanganin na, then maghanap ka ng sisisihin. Ba't pa ako napunta sa ganitong situation? Di ba? Di naman to yung gusto ko. So you blame someone else. Lahat ng pwede mong sisisihin mo. But we never blame ourselves. No? Why we are in such a situation. First is, the actions that we do, there are reactions to it. No? Karmic reaction. So karma means action. And every action, there's an equal reaction. So meron tayong karmic reaction. So the life that we live is a reaction of the previous activities that we have. Pag pinanganak ka na medyo maganda ang kalagayan sa buhay, maybe you did good. No? You did some positive things in the past. Pag pinanganak ka naman na alanganin, kahit gaanong kayod ang ginawa mo, no, you work your ass out like a donkey, like an ass, but still, you cannot see your life being economically well off. So what's happening? Why is it like this? You're thinking na life is unfair. The universe is unfair. God is unfair. No, I'm working so hard and still I'm in this bad economic situation while some people are not even working. They did not even develop a muscle for lifting things, but still they are good. They are in a good situation. We have not thought of maybe I did something in the past why I am in this situation. Sisihin natin sino? Yung Pangulo na President ng Pilipinas. No? So, o kaya, sometimes we do that. No? It's because our leaders are not good. That's why we are in a bad situation. Maybe not. No? But still, you did something. Ultimately, you are the reason why you are experiencing whatever you are experiencing. Na-arrange lang that there are people around you when you experience that. Yeah? Like, when you met an accident, of course, there are two people involved. No? Pag let's say, car accident. So maybe there's something wrong with the other driver and you also driving, there's something wrong with you. But ultimately, it's because of your karmic reaction. That's why you are in that situation. So, he's also in a different situation. Although seemingly, the experience is the same, like drowning, no? A boat drowning and people are dying through drowning. No? But their activities are different. You are just grouped into one incident na, oh, you'll drown because on your list you will be experiencing drowning. No? And that's why you are in a situation. But it's not because you cannot blame someone else for your activity. So if both of you do things, the same thing, then you get to experience the same thing. Kung dalawa kayo, kung isa ka lang, hindi ikaw lang din. Pero iba-iba yung experiences. No? Because we have karmic reaction that we have to harvest. So it's continuous actually, because while reaping the harvest, no, while experiencing karmic reactions, we are doing activities at the same time. So when we are doing activities, it means we are planting again, no? So kung meron kang itinanim, meron kang aanihin, no? So it means kung meron kang aanihin, then material nature will arrange that you will have another body for that seeds that you planted. No? Para ma-harvest mo yun, bibigyan ka ulit ng panibagong katawan para ma-experience mo yung karmic reaction. That's why it's called the cycle of life and death. No? Samsara. So samsara means you get to do things and then you reap the effects of those actions, and then you go in the cycle, you get born and you experience death. No? So one who is born surely will die, and one who dies will be reborn again. You want to become born again? No need na. Wala ka na ibang gawin kundi just do things that you are already doing. Kasi for sure, papanganak ka uli. Born again. Papanganak ka uli sa mundo na to. No? In the material creation. And you will be doing everything. And you'll be thinking na, I want to become free. I want to do this. I want to do that. No? Parang yung bata, like a child who is nagtatantrum, no? Mama! Gusto ko ng bisikleta! No? Pagulong-gulong sa mall. Walang makaawat. So, we're like that, no? Children. We're like brat children na para tumahimik yung bata, bibilhan na lang. Pero dahil mahal yung gusto niya, bilhan ng mas mura. Pag nakita, ayoko niyan! Mag-wild. Hanggang sa paluin na lang ng tatay. Kasi ayaw makinig. No? So, we can see that sa children, no? Kung paano nag-work yung mind. Kung paano nag-work yung mind. Kasi they were not trained yet to control. Sometimes yung control natin is external, no? Because we don't have understanding of how to control the mind. So yung the adults that we have here, the control is external. No? You cannot see an adult na magtatantrum na, gusto ko niyan! Wala na, no? Rarely you can see, no? But a regular adult you cannot see like that, no? Because they are external, their mind is controlled externally by maybe the norms, no? Laws that we have. Kaya nga nakagawa ng mga batas yung mga tao, because para matigilan yung tantrum ng mga adults. No? So yung mga norms, mga mores, lahat ito, these things are there so that we can control the mind externally. No? But our process is different because we should control the mind internally. No? We are the ones who decide how to do things. No? We tell the mind to stop. Tayo yung magsasabi sa mind na stop. We are not stopping because ayaw natin na mapagalitan tayo. No? Instead, we are stopping because we know that's what is right. Hindi yung dahil inutusan ka lang or it's because I'll not do this because if I do this, maybe I'll be reprimanded and mag-fasting na naman ako ng isang buong araw. No? So, that is an external control of the mind. No? It's not you who is controlling it. It's the rules who is controlling it. But what we should do is be able to learn how to control the mind through ourselves. We decide that I will not do this anymore. I will not do things that will affect my relationship with God. That's why you are taught, we implement these rules only to learn that we should not be doing it. But in the end, we should decide on ourselves that, okay, just like Arjuna, he decided na, okay, I will fight. I have understood what you are trying to say and I will fight. So let us be like Arjuna at the end of the story where we decide on ourselves na, I have decided and I want to develop my relationship with God. Hindi ko na kailangan na pagsabihan pa ako. Hindi ko na kailangan na lagi pa akong i-remind. No? I will firmly follow what God wants and do what will please Him. No? When we are in that stage, then we can say that we are now in the stage of yoga. No? So we are liberated by the dictates of the mind. We are liberated by the desire. So hindi na yung tantrum nandun yun sa mind. It's still there. You can still see it. No? But this time, you have the power to say na, no. I am in control. You just follow me. Because yung kabaliktaran nun, the mind is in control and you follow the mind. So, when the control is external, pag nawala yung control na yun, you go at it again. Like, di ba, we have this saying that when the cat is out, the mice will play. No? So pag wala yung external control, makita mo yung mga tao parang nakawala sa kural. No? Takbo dito, takbo doon. No? Walang nagbabantay. Wala si nanay. Let's do this, let's do that. Let's party, get drunk. Maybe get pregnant in the process. So, or get hurt, whatever. No, so we should be in control, no? Yun yung yun yung point. So that's actual freedom. When we are in control, that's when we become really free. No? Hindi na yung mind ang nagdidictate sa atin. We are the ones who are saying, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm not going to do. Because learning that we are not the mind is not enough. We should learn actually how to control the mind. No? We should learn how to subdue the mind. And the process of sadhana bhakti, the process that was taught by Lord Chaitanya to us, the chanting of the names of God, ito na yung pinakamadaling process how we can do that. No? Actually, he said that there's no other alternative in this age. Harinama, Harinama, Harinama eva kevalam. Kaloa nasteva, gatir anyata. In this age of quarrel and confusion, there's no other alternative. There's no other alternative. There's no other alternative. Where we can achieve the goal of life. We can achieve loving relationship with God. Wala nang ibang way. In the previous eras, in the previous yugas, people were just meditating. They sit in one place, maybe for a long time, and then they get to experience meditation with the Supreme Person. Ngayon, hindi naman na pwedeng gawin yun. You stay in one place, nakaupo ka lang, may surot na nangangagat sa puwet, may lamok na dadapo sa'yo, o kaya yung kapitbahay niyo maingay, you'll be disturbed. That's why God is so merciful. He sent us this very easy process of chanting and hearing His names para ma-achieve natin yung yung goal. And this same process helps us in subduing the mind. When we apply the process, we learn how to subdue the mind, then that's the only time we can say that we are free. Saka lang natin masabi na, malaya na ako. So, yung mga rants, maybe the parents also don't know how. Actually, yung rebellious act, no, is just a sign of lack of knowledge. We are not taught from the very beginning that we should control our mind, because usually we see little kids, no? They are the most manipulative of all. Iiyak lang sila para makuha yung gusto nila. Yung parents, dagan-dagan, no? Nanginginig pa. Ito na anak. Di ba? Konting, ano yung gusto mo? Kunin natin to, ha? Okay na to, di ba? So, actually, children are the most manipulative of all. No? Because they know how to control the people around them. Isang ngawa lang, no? Sunod na lahat. I have my empire, no? Big baby boss. These are my what's this? Mga tauhan ko to, mga to. I can do things with them. I have my secret weapon. Lahat susunod sa akin. So, that's how we grow up. That's how we grow up. And then, it becomes a character, and we're thinking na I can be God. But, of course, the more you mature, you notice that lahat pala rito hari tsaka rena. No? So, we develop now rules. No? Kasi hindi lang ikaw yung mataas. Lahat pala kayo nagmamataas. So, that's why we have now rules, we have laws, we have norms, no? Para makontrol tong mga tantrums na to. But we should be free from this. No, we should be free from this situation and be actually free. No? Actual freedom natin is we are in control. Yun lang. Kasi lahat ng gagawin natin is either coming from God's direction, instruction, desire, and will, or coming from the mind, no, the modes of material nature, and people who are in control of that mind. No? So if you don't have control of your mind, so whoever controls the mind controls you. So I saw this documentary in Mexico. No, they revere Coke as a spiritual item that you'll be healed when you drink Coca-Cola. No? And ironically, they're thinking that Coke is the cure for diabetes. So they have the highest case of diabetes in the world. And their cure, they're thinking that Coca-Cola can cure diabetes. Wherein, ang totoo, kalahati noon asukal. So how can it cure diabetes? No? Because they are being controlled, no? By whoever owns Coca-Cola. No? They are being controlled. So their mind is now following. They even put it on their altars, yung Coke. Parang ino-offer muna nila yung Coke bago nila inumin. It's a weird practice in somewhere in Mexico. Na parang in that place you can see in every corner there's a store for Coca-Cola. You can see it everywhere, and meron siyang divine na status. Coca-Cola has a divine status there. Parang, hindi mo pwede, mas expensive pa yung water kaysa sa Coke when you get there. And people rarely drink water. Kasi the environment was already destroyed by the Coca-Cola manufacturing. So wala nang tubig. Pero ang gusto kong sabihin is, if you are not in control of your mind, then the people who are controlling your mind controls you. Sila yung nagko-control sa'yo. So that's the situation there in Mexico. So better we become free. Subdue the mind by applying, by taking into life the process of sadhana bhakti. Itong process na to, ito yung makakatulong sa atin na makapag-subdue sa mind internally. No? There are things na pwedeng makontrol yung mind externally. Pero, yun nga, sabi ko, pag wala na yung external force na yun, you do things again, you still be dictated by the mind. Better that we control the mind, not external force. Okay? Tayo mismo yung magsabi na, no, I will not do this. No? Kasi hindi to yung dapat kong gawin. Alam naman natin, di ba? We've been discussing about those and don'ts, yung mga ganung bagay. No? And if you are in control, then ikaw mismo magsasabi na, I will not do this. You can now decide. So that's actual freedom. That's actual freedom. That's what you should learn to accumulate sa life ninyo, no? by the process na ituro. And everyone should be like that. We should learn how to subdue the mind. Kasi kung hindi, kahit anong situation natin sa buhay, no? If the mind is in control, wala lang . Para ka lang laruan na hinahampas-hampas kung saan-saan. And then, you are in an illusion na, I have it made. Successful na ako. Nakuha ko na lahat ng gusto ko. Pero, ano yung kapalit nun? You lose your life. You lose your relationship with God. So, don't trade that. Don't trade that with so-called freedom. Malaya ako. So, that's all. Haribol Namaste. Let's chant.
Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa namine, Radha Krsna Prastayate. Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa namine, Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krsna Prastayate. Mata Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala 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 Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Madana Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Guraka 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 Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa